Hi. In this video we can talk about the best 8 travel destinations for single guys before the pandemic. Welcome to my new video, the best 8 travel destinations for single guys before the pandemic. Honest video. Best spots to travel alone, before COVID-19 put a serious spanner in the works. The world is a major spot and there are numerous places to visit. I attempted to limit this rundown with various information from my own experience to online research. This is an intense rundown to do, not on the grounds that there aren't sufficient alternatives, on the grounds that there are too much to go through. Eventually, we will go through some respectable notices and talk regarding why we did exclude them. In the event that you read touring web journals, they make Southeast Asia sound like a single guy's heaven. Young ladies that like unfamiliar men more than their own sort. And everything is modest, so any financial plan can bear the cost of it. Another huge chore about this space of the world is the well-being. Asians are uninvolved individuals overall, and when you look at any most hazardous urban areas or nations list, Asia gets closed out more frequently than not. That makes for a decent spot for unfamiliar men to meet ladies on a getaway. You can visit inexpensively and don't have to stress over your well-being while doing as such. 3 nations stood apart over the rest for us. Let's show them in sequential request. For a more extended post contrasting all Southeast Asian young ladies, the connection has the information you need. In no particular order. At 8 is the Philippines. Philippines girls love foreign men apparently. I am yet to visit personally, but I know numerous people who have and rave about the Philippines. This is definitely on my travel list for after the pandemic. The Philippines sort of has everything as a solitary person's movement objective. This is viewed by numerous individuals as probably the most effortless spot for unfamiliar men to get lucky, if not the simplest. The nation has the most elevated high schooler pregnancy rate in Asia. Young ladies here begin investigating physically at a youthful age. When they arrive at 18, they have regularly been undermined or deceived by such countless neighborhood men that they lose interest in them. Presently they begin to adore the sightseers that come over on the grounds that they have never consumed them. That implies unfamiliar men can tidy up on dating destinations like Pina Love. If you have any club game, you will do incredible in the nightlife. Additionally, Pinais love to move and make some great memories. Additionally, it is presumably the simplest spot on the planet for a day game, since the young ladies are amicable and communicate in English far superior to most. There are a few negatives to this nation, however. While Filipino young ladies may be the least demanding for unfamiliar men to connect with, they are likewise incredibly flaky. That implies you need to make heaps of contacts, and don't expect that because a young lady says you can hang out that you really will. It likewise is a beautiful harsh country appearance, shrewd. It is filthy and exceptionally third worldly. In the event that you don't have a lot of travel experience, it very well may be excessive for you. Security truly isn't an issue aside from some questionable spaces of Manila. Assuming you need to get young ladies for simple fun, then, at that point, go to Manila or Cebu. For seashores, head to Boracay, Palawan, or Puerto Galera. At 7 is my personal favorite. Thailand is perhaps the most mainstream traveler destination on the planet, not only for men. It is a decent sign that such countless individuals need to visit, yet when spots become standard, that can make them lose some worth. The Thai young ladies are additionally very keen on unfamiliar men, yet presumably not exactly in a similar way as in the Philippines. There is additionally much more rivalry with every one of the travelers and expats living there. It is certainly less third worldly, however, and in case you are the kind of individual that likes things slick and clean, it gives a decent mix of modest and pleasant simultaneously. Also, there is the world popular Thai food that most like. Not me personally though. Bangkok, Pattaya and Phuket have the incredible nightlife. For a more loosened up environment in a pleasant regular setting, you could look at Chiang Mai. In any of these spots there will be a sizable number of young ladies on Thai friendly to keep you involved. By and large, this nation gives a fantastic blend to a traveler. Incredible nightlife, modest average cost for basic items or travel, numerous travel spots, seashores, young ladies that are keen on outsiders, well-being, and great framework. Personally, this is my favorite destination for guys' nightlife. You know, here it's guaranteed. At 6, would it be a good idea for you to visit Vietnam? There are numerous individuals exploring through Southeast Asia, and one of the more mainstream spots to visit is Vietnam. Especially Ho Chi Minh City, yet different spots like Hanoi are cool also. There is an extremely modest average cost for basic items here, and inns cost close to nothing. The food is generally excellent, and the city has a buzz to it that is difficult to disclose to somebody that hasn't visited previously.
The young ladies are probably the hottest in Southeast Asia, however they are not the most effortless to lay down with.
You must take your young ladies out on a couple of dates before they need to connect with you more often than not. English isn't extremely normal here either, which can make things more troublesome. Yet, there are not lack of approaches to get lucky, all things considered. Furthermore, in case you are searching for a hot spouse that will satisfy you, it is an extraordinary spot to find that. Another country on post-COVID travel list. Single guy destinations in the Americas. At 5 is Mexico. A ton of fellas are reluctant to go to Mexico. I can't actually fault them for that. I would say by far most of the savagery that goes down there will not go anyplace close to the intrepid traveler. It is either two adversary cartels beefing or somebody in a cartel screwing up. They don't frequently target irregular sightseers who haven't violated them here and there. In my own experience, the tourists are too financially valuable to them to lose. After all, tourists are big consumers of the cartel's products. Tijuana is one of the incredible nightlife and mongering objections on the planet. Mexico City is an incredible spot for an expat, assuming he needs to manage a gigantic city that isn't the most secure spot to live. There are such countless provocative young ladies living here, and with not many outsiders sufficiently courageous to live there, you will have numerous alternatives. I personally couldn't find a great nightlife that many bloggers claim. But maybe I wasn't looking in the right place. Like Playa del Carmen, Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, and Cancun. There will be a lot of travelers to party with, and on the off chance that you meet a young lady, she will most likely need to share a lodging with you for a free outing to the beach. Alright, assuming you need to be a fanatic, Mexico might have been recorded in either North America or Latin America, we picked North. Relax, there are a lot of travelers getaways in Latin America. Obviously, the greatest issue with this piece of the world is well-being. We reference those most hazardous urban communities records. Well, they are overwhelmed by urban areas around here. In case you're not an accomplished voyager, you may be taking on too much all at once. Regardless of whether you are, there are a few spots where you truly should watch out. There are likewise a significant number instances of young ladies slipping medications in a people's drink to take him out and ransack him. Continuously watch out for your beverage, never leave it unattended.
If you have watched my South American travel story, you will remember I had an experience in where two local scumbags tried to drug my drink in Cusco, Peru.
If you haven't seen it, go onto the travel story and check it out. With the entirety of that said, Latina young ladies are conceivably the hottest on earth, so the prizes can merit the dangers. At 4, unfamiliar men taking a trip to Brazil.
You could present a solid defense that Brazil has been the most risky country on the planet in the course of recent years outside of genuine disaster areas. You could likewise contend that they have the most lovely ladies you will discover any place.
Like we said, gauge the danger versus the prizes. Obviously, every person thinks about the incredible nightlife here. This is a country with a ton to offer. Anyway, the young ladies probably won't be very pretty much as simple as you might suspect.
They are extremely sexual and enthusiastic, in addition to they wouldn't fret flaunting their bodies by any means.
Yet, getting laid rapidly isn't close pretty much as simple as many accept, particularly for a traveler.
They aren't by and large down to connect with unfamiliar men who are flying away in a couple of days. Also, in my experience, if you don't speak Portuguese, your chances aren't great.
They are entirely congenial. They will be a tease. They will even make out on the dance floor. Sex will be more earnestly to accomplish.
So, in case you will go on an outing here, you need to remain as long as you can, and furthermore, don't dress or behave like a traveler.
Getting dates will be simple. From that point, it is dependent upon you to score. You most likely definitely know yet Carnival would be an extraordinary opportunity to visit here. Most travelers go to Rio de Janeiro and it is an incredible spot. Yet there is significantly more to offer in this country. All things considered, however, there are many negatives. It's anything but a modest spot to visit. The boarding passes are costly, lodgings are costly, and numerous different things are too. It isn't protected, and individuals communicate in Portuguese, not Spanish or English. It will be an all the more expensive and unsafe excursion to take. However, again, those prices can be first rate.
Fortunately, you can track down some top-notch ladies here in Brazil.
At 3 is Colombia. Well, Lonely Planet may have already spoiled this one. They named Colombia as the number 2 travel destination in 2017, and now foreign men from all over are flocking here. Now that it has become even more mainstream, expect it to be less worth visiting in the future.
That is how things go. When not many people know about them, they are great, but once everyone floods to them, they get worse and worse. But who knows, maybe COVID has reset all this. This was already happening in Medellin. So many digital nomads and mongers had visited that the girls were turned off by foreign men. They had got burned in the past and wanted to make sure not to get burned in the future. As more gringos visit other cities in the country, lie to girls, and then disappear, things will likely only get worse.
Plus, as more men take trips here, don't be surprised if prices start to go up as well.
But that is all just speculation, and right now you can take a cheap trip to Colombia.
The girls are very beautiful and make great girlfriends or wives.
Medellin has become too trendy, but many of the other cities aren't anywhere near as bad.
Bogotá, Cali, Cartagena and others are all worth visiting. Just remember to tighten up your Spanish before you come. At 2 is the Dominican Republic.
Where your Spanish will function admirably for you, if you speak it, is the Dominican Republic.
We sort of believe this nation to be like the Philippines.
It is somewhat unpleasant around the edges, yet most likely looks harsher than it truly is. It is a helpless island country with young ladies that are extremely keen on gathering unfamiliar men on their outings.
Web-based dating will be exceptionally productive. In general, it is a modest getaway objective that has a ton of assortment to bring to the table. Assuming you need to attempt to meet a decent Dominican lady, then the capital of Santo Domingo or one of the more modest, less touristy towns would work extraordinary. Unquestionably a balanced spot with a great deal letting it all out. Another planned destination for myself after travel restrictions are lifted. At 1. A guy's trip to Amsterdam. Now this is possibly my next travel adventure. Much like Prague, this is just a city with a whole lot to offer for a weekend of debauchery. In fact, it takes it to a much further level than what you find in similar cities. Legal weed is a good starting point. Pretty much all potheads have dreamed of a trip here for years. Then there are the red light districts and world-famous nightlife. This place I think has much to offer for guys' nightlife and mongering fun. Fair mentions.
This has been a modest video that has covered a great deal, yet there are some different spots that we wish we must mention.
Singapore is another spot unfamiliar men might need to investigate. It's definitely on my post-COVID travel list. However, it certainly isn't the least expensive, as I know from research it's not in the same ballpark as most Southeast Asian sweet spots. Japan and South Korea can both be a huge load of fun. Yet they likewise both are quite xenophobic, which winds down certain folks. We could go on everlastingly. The world is a major spot with such countless various things to offer. Too much of the same thing will drive a person crazy. Ideally, you get an opportunity to visit each of the 8 of the best travel destinations for single dudes. Thanks for watching. If this video has been helpful to you, please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to turn the bell icon on so you don't miss out on the next video. Until the next time.